Hello and welcome to Brandon Smith Rugby. And European Rugby returns once again this weekend as the Challenge Cup takes place. The round of 16 is upon us. I'm going to preview each game, going to give my predictions, look at head-to-head, look at stats and team selections, and we're going to pick our winners of each round. Let's get straight into the action. Just before we start off with the first game, that is Zebra against Bath, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the red button down below, turn on the notification bell, like the video, and of course, get your predictions in the comments down below. I'll be responding to every single one. So let's get straight to it. Anyway, it is Zebra against Bath down at the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi, 4 o'clock kickoff local time on Friday, on Good Friday. So Zebra come into this one. They are unbeaten in their last 4 Challenge Cup games, but they did finish 5th in Conference A of the Pro 14, only winning 4 games all season. Bath, they currently sit 10th in the Gallagher Premiership. Not had a great season, but they would fancy their chances here. Interestingly, they've never faced each other in European competition before, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. Looking at the Zebra team, keep an eye out on players such as Carlo Canna. David Cece in the locks is very good. Anand Banda in the back row is a very capable player. Fantastic to see Anthony Watson back. Rocco Daguni on the wing is an absolute powerhouse. Ben Spencer at 9 can be a magician. And Underhill and Faletau in that back row could be absolutely pivotal in this game and very good at the breakdown. For me, there's only one winner of this game. I can only see Bath winning this one. I'm going to back Bath to win this one by 15 plus points. As always, let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Next up then, we have London Irish hosting Cardiff Blues down at the Brentford Community Stadium. This one is a 5:30 kickoff, and I'll be keeping a close eye on this one as a Welshman. Let's have a look at how they're doing domestically. So this season so far, London Irish, of course, are playing in the Gallagher Premiership and playing some lovely rugby, but not always getting the results that they would want. The Blues secured Champions Cup rugby, or they think that they did. There's some controversy about that for next season as they beat Edinburgh at home in the Pro 14 to finish 4th in Conference B. Head-to-head is 4 wins apiece between both sides. Top point scorers for both sides are for London Irish, Albert Tuese, Phil Cocken, Singer and James Stokes with 10 points apiece, and Jared Evans has 16 points apiece for the Blues. Keep an eye out for London Irish, of course, at 10. Paddy Jackson has been brilliant for the Irish this season. You've got to say Nick Phipps at 9 is an extremely experienced scrum half. And when he came off in that wonderful game against Bristol a few weeks ago, he made a massive difference. For the Blues, they welcome back the likes of Willis Halaholo. They welcome the backs such as Josh Adams. They have Jared Evans at 10, who's an absolute magician and looks likely to sign a new contract. Hallamemos is, of course, playing at 11. They also welcome back very experienced players such as Josh Navidi into that back row, who for me is one of the most underrated 6s in the world. I think this could be an absolutely great clash. Both teams like to play rugby, which is good to see. And I think London Irish will go into this one as favourites, but the Blues could cause an upset here. I'm going to back the Blues to cause an upset. The Blues are going to win this one by 5 points. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comments down below. So the final game then of the Friday night is a 9 p.m. kickoff local time out in France as Montpellier host the Glasgow Warriors. This is going to be a very interesting game. Glasgow will be looking to end Montpellier's run of 9 consecutive wins in European Rugby Challenge Cup when they meet, as I said, on Friday night. Glasgow have been victorious on the 2 previous occasions between the 2 sides when they met back in 2003-04 season, so they've not played for such a long time. Looking at league standings, well, it's interesting. Montpellier struggling in the top 14. Well, you'd have to say that Glasgow have had a very poor season for their standards, really struggling in Conference A and not even securing that European rugby for next year. Looking at the team selections, make sure that you keep an eye out on Vincent in the centre, of course, played for France during this Six Nations. Rattez is a French international. He's very, very exciting. Guevado at hooker is very experienced as well. Looking at the Scottish team, Hugh Jones plays at fullback. I think he's been very impressive, but at centre for Scotland. Adam Hastings plays at 10. Of course, he's heading to Gloucester this summer. Ali Price at 9 has had a decent campaign. And as well, keep an eye out on Wilson at 8. It's going to be a fascinating game, but I am going to back Montpellier to get the job done in this one. Glasgow have really struggled this season, so I'm going to back Montpellier to get the job done by 5+ points. Let me know in the comments down below your predictions. Let's head to the Saturday games then, and it's a late kickoff actually compared to the Champions Cup fixtures. There will be a preview of that out on the channel shortly, but the first game is a 4 p.m. kickoff as Benton host Aaren. Now both teams have not managed to win at all this season in their domestic league. So both teams, Benton finished bottom of Conference B in the Pro 14, while Aaren sit bottom of the top 14. It's going to be a really interesting game to see how they go. Head to head, they both faced each other twice with 1 win apiece. In the 2018-29 Challenge Cup pool stage, that's when they both faced each other. It's going to be a very interesting game. It's very difficult to judge who's going to win this one. I have no idea, but Benton this season, having watched them in the Pro 14, have showed glimpses of what they can do, and the likes of Aaren on the wing is a very good winger in my opinion. I think I'm going to back Benton to get the job done. They just have that little bit more than Aaren. It's not going to be a classic. It's not going to be one for the ages, but Benton to win this one by 5 to 10 points, I would say. The next game is the Ospreys. They host Newcastle Falcons down at the Liberty Stadium. This game is going to be a fascinating match, in my opinion. What a game this is going to be. And as an Ospreys fan, I'm very keen to see how this one goes. 3 o'clock kickoff local time. The Ospreys, well, they secured Champions Cup rugby with a fantastic win over Leinster, didn't they? As Joe Thomas, of course, was the hero for that one. Newcastle are currently 8th in the Gallagher Premiership. They head-to-head, interestingly, Ospreys have won both of them, and that was back in the 2016-2017 competition, so it's been a while since both these teams have faced one another. It's going to be interesting to see who's back fit for the Ospreys. Rhys Webb is currently out injured and is very unlikely to be back for this one, but the player that I'm very keen to see back is Stephen Myler at fly half. He offers so much control for us, and we desperately love to see him back. Owen Watkin at 12 will be a massive player for us. And again, it'll be interesting to see what Wales players are back. The teams have not yet been announced as this is going out on a Thursday night. But hopefully the likes of Tipuric and Alan Wynne-Jones will be back in the pack for Ospreys. Newcastle Falcons have had a very mixed year. Of course, this season they bursted out of the blocks at the start of the season, but they've kind of flattened out, but they seem to be safe. Well, they will be safe, of course, with no relegation this season. How do I see this one going? Well, I am going to back the Ospreys to do it. I actually think it's a very good draw for us. I might be saying that and looking back after the weekend in disappointment, but I think this is going to be a fantastic game, and I am going to back the Ospreys to get the job done here by 5 to 10 points. Sticking with the Welsh regions, we stay with the Dragons. The Dragons host Northampton Saints down at Rodney Parade. This is a 5:30 kickoff. A fascinating game this will be. Northampton Saints will be looking to add another win to a string of impressive results in Wales as they travel, as I said, to Rodney Parade. The Saints have won 9 of their 12 away games in Wales. And some fantastic results they've had across the way. The last time they actually faced each other was back in 2018 as they won 35 points to 21. The Dragons ended up finishing 4th in Conference A of the Pro 14. Not quite enough to get Champions Cup rugby for this season, but they finished on a high, beating Glasgow, didn't they? Northampton Saints have had a very mixed year in the Premiership, showing signs of what they can do, but also losing in the last few minutes. Head-to-head, Dragons have never beaten the Saints. The Saints have 2 wins against them. It's going to be fascinating to see how this one goes. As I said, the Dragons have improved by the end of the season. They are on form, but this is a massive test, isn't it? An absolutely massive test for them. I can only see one team winning this. I can only see Northampton Saints winning this, in my opinion. I think the Dragons play some beautiful rugby. And as a Wales fan, I'd love to see them win. I just don't think they're going to have enough to do it. It's a very tough draw for them, and Northampton are a very powerful team. I'm going to back the Saints to do it by 10+ points. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leicester Tigers, who host Connacht at Welford Road. This is a late kickoff, in fact. It is an 8 p.m. kickoff, one of the games of the rounds for sure. Leicester this season, well, it's been a difficult season for them to an extent, but they have picked up, and obviously they'll be welcoming back the English contingent to their squad. The likes of Ben Youngs and Ford will be back for them. In the group stages, they managed to get 9 points, while Connacht Well, they in fact dropped down from the Champions Cup into the Challenge Cup. Despite their Challenge Cup experience, Connacht have never managed to reach a final, and they've only won twice in 19 trips to England, so their record in England is not good. Leicester come into this one having beaten the likes of Brive and Bayonne to finish fourth in the Challenge Cup preliminary stage. Head to head, well, despite having played 150 games each in Europe, they've never come across one another. So it's going to be fascinating to see how they go. The top point scorers for them in this competition for Leicester is Zach Henry with 13 and Jack Carty with 11. Leicester Tigers have only lost 2 of their last 9 games in the Challenge Cup. So they'll come into this one with a lot of confidence. But Connacht don't look too bad either, having only lost their last 3. Have only lost 3, of their last 14 games. So how do I see this one going? Well, it's going to be really fascinating. I do think that Welford Road has something about it. It does have an awe about it, a fear about it because of the stadium and what it means and the history behind the club and how successful the club has been. Oh, I'm so torn on this one. I think Leicester are going to get the job done. Only just. I think it's going to be really, really close. I actually think it's going to be a fantastic game on the Saturday night. Leicester against Connacht. I'm going to back Leicester to get the job done by 5 points. I think it's going to be very, very close. Again, let me know in the comments down below your predictions on this one. And then the final game is a Sunday kickoff. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll be doing a watch along for this one on the channel. A really good game. Really looking forward to this one. 2 teams very much on form, playing some fantastic rugby. It is going to be the Harlequins taking on Ulster Rugby. Let's have a look at them head to head. So Ulster have the upper hand, having won 5 of the 7 games. Harlequins getting 2. Their most recent game was back in 2019, as Ulster won that one 34 points to 10. In fact, in their past 3 games, Ulster have won them all. Ulster in the Pro 14, they finished 2nd in Conference A and lost against Leinster late on, didn't they, to really confirm that they wouldn't get into the Pro 14 final. Harlequins have been absolutely flying this season. I've been playing some brilliant rugby. Alex Donbrand's been playing fantastically well. Danny Kerr seems to have got his match fit shoes back on once again. And of course, Marcus Smith at 10 is tearing the Premiership apart at times. Keep an eye, of course, on the likes of Cooney at 9, McCluskey at 12, and Stockdale on the wing as well for Ulster. I think it's going to be a brilliant game. I think the ball's going to be thrown around a lot. I think it's going to be really, really entertaining. I think we're going to see a lot of tries to this game. Both teams will look to go for it. I'm going to back the Irish Province to get the job done away at the Stoop. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think it's going to be entertaining. So there we go. That's my preview and my predictions for the Challenge Cup. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn the notification bell on. Don't forget as well, there will be a preview for the Champions Cup out very shortly on the channel. It might even be out now while you watch this, so be sure to check that one out. Lots of watch-alongs going on the channel, so make sure that you're subscribed for them. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll see you on the channel very, very soon. Peace.